What is Gucci YouTube? It's your boy Black with Child 3 Long Face Skinny Body. And we are back, still black with some more fire Boruto manga content. Now, before we get to the video, you already know the dilly. Yo, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button. Do me a favor, send a video to your friends, family, your mama, your mama's dad, and your dad's uncle, brother, cousin, sister's friend. Go ahead and let's get to it. Yes, Sirski.
9 mountains and 8 seas make one world. 1,000 worlds make one chiliocosm. One chiliocosm to the power of 3, and there's nothing I can't cut.
Okay, in my previous video, I had a lot of interesting comments. One that actually particularly, I don't know why I like doing double adjectives whenever. I don't know if y'all picked that up, those of y'all who've been watching the channel long enough. I like to do double adjectives a lot. But actually particularly caught my attention within the last video. I think it's the last video, probably the second to last video, was a question regarding around the Shinju, right? They said, Black Uchiha, my God, who do you think will be devoured first, whether it be Konohamaru or essentially Gaara, or who do you think will be saved first, right? Whether it be Shinki or Moegi, somewhere along those lines in that ballpark, right? The question lingers over there, and it was a head scratcher initially, and on top of that fact, it was already a topic that I decided, I'm like, that's actually a really good point, and it can really shift the way that the story goes, because look at this right now. We have 5 Shinju, and I can say for a fact, at least 2 of them, we are kind of somewhat certain of their role in terms of they're here to stay for now. And that is, by all means, this is not me saying the top 2 strongest, but we already know Jura is the strongest, but Jura and Hidari. Hidari because of the entire link with Boruto, the tease with that fight, the tease with the Sarada fight, the actual fight that went down. Hidari's the only Shinju that has actually died. He introduced us to the concept of the Sword Throw bulb, and then of course, he's attached, he's connected, he's parallel to the OG GOAT, the OGs of all OGs, the original gangster of the Mangekyo gang, Big Sasuke Uchiha, you know what I'm saying? Rest in tree to my guy, but Hidari has too much going on. So for a fact, Jura and Hidari are here to stay. Let's just look long term. Now, as I looked at the comment, I actually started to think, that's actually a good question. Now, going into this battle in chapter 17, I'm expecting a loss to be taken, whether it be on the Shinju side or the hero's side. Now, I'm thinking, since the last encounter, it left kind of a stalemate in my mouth, and it really was heavily because of Jura, because if not Jura taking out Boruto the way he did, Boruto was flying through like the last 15 chapters, I think up until chapter 12. Nobody landed an actual hit on Boruto, right? Throughout all of the fights he's been in, so which was actually kind of crazy to me, but once Jura put him down, out for the count, the aura he emitted, the fact that he had Himawari get one of the hypest transformations in TBV up to date, and he still mollywopped and watched her, right? And the fact that Himawari is also, you know, the star, big Mangekyo gang, you know, alumni. So it's just a whole lot going down that just tipped the favor and allowed it to be from like, nah, Boruto is really just that guy. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere, to, nah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, Jura is really, really that guy. And then they follow up within the last chapter, flee on sight. You see the man, you know what I'm saying? Don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything out of hand. So it's definitely stamped and locked and loaded for my guy, Jura. But we're just looking at everything that is being laid out in terms of the Shinju, their targets, the importance to the story, and I'm talking about from the Shinju themselves to the main characters that actually are targeted, right? So when we look at Shinki, when we look at Moegi, if we're gonna keep it a buck, and I'm trying to keep it a buck, Moegi has had more screen time than mine. If y'all remember, Moegi was there when Amato first pulled up into the village. She, assisted in that regard prior to Team 10 and Shikadai getting that collar snatched around his neck. So Moegi has been present in some pretty important moments. Not a lot of moments, but I say pretty important because Amato's defecting at the time. We had no idea how close he was to Jigen, the organization. What was he about to tell us? So she was in a pretty important scene. As opposed to Shinki, who's in the same scene in 3 different mediums, the manga, the movie, and the anime. We know there's tuning exams, and the anime is the only one that actually gave Shinki any kind of depth, as opposed to manga. Only people actually, which kind of surprised me, forgot about the character. But all of that to be said, who is more important to the story, right? Will we see Matsuri or Ryu actually get defeated in this upcoming fight? And what are the benefits possibly even seeing Matsuri and Ryu get it defeated in this upcoming fight? Since we're going to start off with the easiest one, just to get it out the way, my guy Ryu was born yesterday, right? And I know that Shinju were born last week, but my guy Ryu, he's literally a newborn baby. He was born yesterday. The hype around Gaara, the potential threat of Gaara's safety, his well-being, his sacrifice he made for the village, all of those integral connections, right? And then we have Shinki and his personal sacrifice that he actually made for Gaara. If we're gonna keep it a buck, guys, I like Ryu's character. I like Ryu's character. He just pulls up. He mollywop code. He has a sense of dry humor that kind of sticks with him. Now, prior to Ryu's actual dialogue, you know, when they left him on the cliffhanger, I believe at the end of chapter 12 or something like that, or 13. I'm looking at Ryu, I'm like, I hope this guy comes out funny. Like, I really hope he's just completely hysterical and the opposite of what you would typically get from Shinki. And we understand throughout the anime, Shinki has built up this kind of stoic persona, this robotic persona that him and Boruto came to clash with in their ideals and personalities. But, you know, he comes to warms up towards the end of his character arc in the anime. However, Shinki's personality, I wanted it to be complete opposite of Ryu because I wanted to see that dynamic and I wanted to have that comedic relief, and they gave us a dry humor type of character. And I'm really looking forward to see how his character actually indulges in lengthy conversations and in lengthy scenes, as opposed to just being around and there and just holding cold hostage and listening whatever Jura has to say and making his remarks every now and then. I want to see how he actually holds, carries a conversation, leads a fight, goes into battle, all of that, man. And when we take all of that into regard, we would have gone run into the same problem as we did when Hidari first died before we knew he came back to life. Shinki would be saved, yes, true, but Ryu would be gone too early, and then at that point, what's the point of even having the Shinju created in the first place? So that automatically rules out Ryu, because I feel like, honestly, first of all, he hasn't done much. They kept the Shinju around long enough to where most of them actually had more than one fight, so I doubt Ryu will actually die in his very first fight, right? So it's going to be hard to say even Ryu will be getting put in the blender this chapter, not necessarily saying put in the blender or even killed off or completely defeated and his sword thrown bowl pops up. Despite the fact that Shinki would definitely be beloved in the manga, we have to be real with ourselves, guys. He's barely been in the manga. If we're talking anime, that's different. So I doubt they're that hard pressed to bring the actual Shinki character back into the story. Now, when it comes to Moegi, it can definitely be more deep in terms of her connection with Konohamaru. They can do something very, very good there, whether it be for Konohamaru's character or Moegi's character. But, and hear me out, guys, just looking at the way it has been set up, for some reason, guys, I don't know, chat, talk to me. Am I bugging? Am I seeing things? I feel Matsuri's character, right, the Shinju of Moegi, is gonna be very, very, very important, right? Because I don't know. This is about to be potentially her second battle, potentially third battle, right? And she, out of all of the Shinjus, don't really seem so pressed on her target. You know, she mentioned it once, and out of all of the Shinjus, she was the only one who questioned. She was like, maybe I want to eat Konohamaru, I guess. I just feel the feelings, the intense hatred, right, from Team 10. That's what she explained. And Juro was like, yeah, that's a good choice. You know, let's go along with it. Ever since then, we've seen her. Her number one mission has been, let's locate and eradicate Boruto, right? So I'm really interested in Matsuri's character. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think the way they've been building up, even her interaction with Gaara, right, her coming across this frog, when Bug first showed up to Jura and he lets us know Matsuri's been doing the investigation, the fact that she controls the thorn soul bulbs, or quote unquote the trees that creates the Shinjus, there's too many gray areas and question marks around Matsuri that I'm gonna be 100% honest, guys. If they bring Moegi back right now, even within the next 3 chapters, I'm going to be disappointed. It's too early. And I said that to say because I'm looking at Ryu, I'm like, well, he was just born, so he's obviously out of the question. So they're going to have to defeat Matsuri next chapter and kill her off. But then I'm like, wait, I think that character has a lot more for a lot more for us, a whole lot more in store for us. And I'm really intrigued with Matsuri's character, right? Not only to see how strong she is, how she actually decides to carry herself. She has the Shinju in general. Let me not just give all the credit to Matsuri. They have very interesting dialogue, whether it be from, like I said, Ryu's dry humor, Jura's curiosity and bluntness and straightforwardness, Hidari's bluntness and straightforwardness, and also his ability to somehow seem lost in time despite being present in the moment, right? Hidari, Bug's savagery and his unpredictableness, right? We love that from Mamushi. And then we got Matsuri. It's just like she thinks and then she talks. I don't know how to describe it. Even with her conversation with Gaara, there was a lot of times where she paused in between her sentences, or she paused and she contemplated on whatever Gaara just told her. And it's like kind of like, hey, I don't want to dive into the conversation, guys, but kind of like AI, like she's, and it's obvious these guys are evolving and updating as they continue to gain new learning experiences and things. But I think Matsuri and all of these developments that we're seeing with her subtly, because they're not just throwing it right there in our faces, but you got to really pay attention to it. But all of these small developments we're seeing with the character, I highly doubt she's going to be down and out for the count within the next chapter. So when we go into all of the Shinju, y'all know, man, I ain't going to lie, bro. I essentially think that these people, and I talked about it in my Enojin video, right? More so heavily focused on Enojin and the aspect with him and the fact that Jura impaled him with the wood style. We understand what wood style does with chakra. Himawari healed him in unconventional means. We understand that Biju healing, all of that goes down. And Sakura has been reinstating the flow of his chakra. And we understand that omnipotence affects the mind and is literally altering your chakra to basically switch your memories. It's not putting you in a genjutsu. It just uses the chakra to switch your memories. So essentially, quote unquote, a hard reset on Enojin could possibly wake this man up out of his coma. And he has memories juggling around his head where he remembers Boruto in Academy. He remembers growing up with Boruto, and then flashes somehow Boruto's face turns into Kawaki and Kawaki's face turns, like he's confusing the memories. And then that's when he starts to question everything that's going on around him. That's how I think Enojin's role would be played moving forward. But then for those trapped in the tree, a perfect world, you asking me, I'm going to be completely biased and 100%. Sasuke comes back with a new arm, new Rinnegan, and he's ready to fuck shit up. Let's just be 100%. But a perfect world, let's be 100% real, non-biased. I think these individuals trapped in a tree will play a significant role once freed. However, I feel figures, especially like Shinki and Moegi, cannot be freed right now. So that leaves us with motherfuckers like Bug, and you know, my guy Sasuke, obviously, big Sasuke Uchiha. So we really have to think about how they can go about it, whether they're playing or setting up Hidari Shinju to be saved, because we know the whole point of this entire arc and mission is to save Sasuke. Are they going to save him for the last? Are they going to somehow wait and have nobody trapped in the trees freed and just wait like the big bad? They got to defeat Jura. They're going to ultimately defeat Hidari. And once all of that gets settled and put into motion, then we have everybody freed. I'm not sure, right? And the reason why it's even hard is because we only have 5 Shinju, and it's hard to actually say, okay, this is going to be the one to get free first, because of the fact that these individuals in the trees, it's so hard for me to believe that they don't play some type of crazy role rather than just be endgame. Everybody's coming out the tree. Oh, like the end of the Tsukiyomi. Oh, we're saved and stuff like that. I think they got to come out reborn, rebranded, new individuals, whether it be Moegi, whether it be Shinki, whether it be Sasuke, whether it be Bug, right? All of that, like, I don't care who, but somebody has to. It's the fact that I just can't really choose. I can't say, because everybody is justified, and I'm referring to the Shinju, and staying alive right now and not being killed off. However, referring to those trapped, each one of them are also justified for being revived and playing a significant role in the story moving forward. And if we're rolling with the idea that those trapped, quote unquote, in the tree are having something done with their body, having something done with their chakra, having something done with their minds in a way that once free, there's a possibility they remember truly who Boruto actually was, that gives me even more incentive to want at least one of these Shinjus to get knocked off and somebody to get freed from the tree. But I can't tell you who. And within the next battle, whether it be Ryu or Matsuri, it's hard to say. But out of these 5, excluding Jura, and then I'm just leaving Bug, so I'm gonna just say no. I don't think Ryu or Matsuri will get defeated. When it comes to first, I would definitely have to say, because Shinki would play a possible more important role than Moegi, despite her important appearance in Amado's defection to the Leaf Village. I think Ryu would be defeated first and Matsuri would be able to stay because, like I said, I think Matsuri has more in store for her character. Matsuri, the Shinju herself, not just in correlation to Moegi, but also, even with that being said, Ryu hasn't been here long enough for him to get killed off. So I don't think Ryu or Matsuri will be getting knocked off anytime soon. Let me know how y'all feel about it, guys, and what are y'all thoughts and anticipations for the Shinju and the upcoming battle in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Let me know how you feel. It's your boy Black Chia. I'ma holla at y'all. Black Chia out. Yes, sir. Ski!